For a lot of video game nerds out there, including myself, you guys will know these titles: Castlevania and Final Fantasy VII. Not just Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy VII. Alright. So, what do these two games have in common? Well, not a whole lot. Castlevania is under Konami, as Final Fantasy VII is under Square Enix. And there, of course, you have Castlevania, which is more into the vampires and werewolves, more of the supernatural side, while Final Fantasy is fantasy and sci-fi. And they don't really coincide together. They don't cross over. No, nothing. They're just very different games. But I have to ask. Did Konami, because Final Fantasy VII, it came out on PlayStation probably roughly around 97, 98. Castlevania, about the same year, they appeared in the late 90s and everything else. So my question is simple. The last video I did was Psycho Mantis, saying how Psycho Mantis happens to have some similarities to Hunk. Psycho Mantis is from Metal Gear Solid, which is housed by Konami. And Hunk is Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil is under Capcom. So I said, they had strikingly similarities because they both wear gas masks. Although one is more of the psychedelic, kind of can read your mind kind of thing. Got pyrokinetic, I don't know. Psychokinetic, I don't know how that word is. But you have him that is more of like the experimental, drugs that made him, with the abilities he has, but unfortunately has disfigured him, which you see in Phantom Limb, I believe, where he comes to play. And then Hunk is just this guy that works for the Umbrella Corporation Service. He was told to go into Raccoon City and retrieve the G virus from William Birkin, and it kind of went wrong. He's decked out in like chemical warfare. I mean, he's got the gas mask, he's got the vest, he's ready for action. His nickname is Grim Reaper because he's always the sole survivor of his mission, and how the number 4 is always linked to him because, technically speaking, he is the fourth survivor of Raccoon City, if you were to actually go more into the folklore of him. So, there's that. In this video, I'm wondering if there are similarities. I mean, you already have death battles between Sephiroth and Alucard. Some people would say Sephiroth may have an advantage against Alucard. Why? Well, here's the thing. Here's the appearance. So you have Sephiroth here. And he has, as you can see, the katana. Alucard has a katana too. He has a long sword. It may be a katana, but it's a rather long sword. Maybe medieval, but it's on the thinner side. And then, of course, Sephiroth has long hair, but it's white. And look at his attire. Alucard, he has the long coat, like Sephiroth. Sephiroth has a long coat. But they also show a lot of their chest a lot. Okay, here we go. Well, depending on who you look at. But this is Alucard. As you could see, he has the long sword. And let me dumb him down. Here we go. As you can see, he has a long sword. He's got the long coat. Alright, he's got his little chest out. He has long hair, but it's golden. He also has golden eyes. Sephiroth has sort of gray cat-like eyes, or green cat-like eyes, however you want to call it. And then you have, to give a better picture, you have these two pics. Here you go. You got Sephiroth over here, and you got Alucard over here. Their long coats or capes, however you want to call it. Do they look... What about you guys? Do you think they look strangely similar, although they have nothing to do with each other? Who inspired who? Or with the appearance-wise, I mean, this could just be coincidental. It could just have happened, Wasn't meant to be really looked into. It's just one of those things, like, is it or isn't it, or it's just like free for anyone to look at it and wonder, oh, did they know what they were doing, or it just sort of happened kind of thing, you know? So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Should this, there's no way. I mean, in reality is, if they were, like, taking inspiration from each other, like, why? Because there's no way, how? How would you take inspiration from each other? I mean, we all do that, but it's just like, how does that work? These are two very different games with very different stories from very different production companies, video developers. Very different characters with different backgrounds. How would that work? And should it be legal? Like, there's no way that if this is true, that this is legal. But then again, it is what it is, Then again, like I said, this could absolutely be just among the fans of the games that are just talking trash and just want to have some fun with it. Who knows? All I do know is that there is some similarities. Could these similarities be deliberate? Or was it just coincidental? You decide. I don't know. I think someone from one of these companies may have put their hand in the cookie jar. That's just me.